welcome. Welcome, welcome. Wasn't that just enjoyable? And welcome to everybody who's joining us here in the sanctuary and online. We just want to encourage all of you to visit us at csldallas.org so you can find your inspirational content, information on all our upcoming courses, and ways to stay spiritually connected to your family here at CSL Dallas. We have so much in store for you to hear today, and we can't wait to get it started. So join us with a round of applause as we welcome the CSL Dallas music team.
I got peace and harmony. I've got joy inside of me. I got love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know the truth. I've got peace and harmony. I got joy inside of me. I got love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know the truth. Peace, love, and joy and harmony. 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 Peace and harmony. I've got joy inside of me. I got love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know the truth. I got peace and harmony. I got joy inside of me. I got love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know the truth. Peace, love, and joy and harmony. 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 I got peace and harmony. I got joy inside of me. I got love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know the truth. I got peace and harmony. I got joy inside of me. I got love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know the truth. And the wisdom to know the truth. And the wisdom to know the truth.
Fantastic. Good morning, CSL Dallas. Good morning in person on campus, and good morning live streaming. You know, whenever you first found CSL Dallas, you might remember how you did that. Maybe you looked online, or maybe you had a friend that recommended that you check us out. Let's combine those right now. Please check in on your social media. Let your friends know that you're here. They're looking for us online. They're looking for something just like you've already found. So please post and let your friends know that you're here with us, either live streaming or in person. And one of the reasons you're here is because of our great purpose at CSL Dallas. Please join me in reciting our purpose statement. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, and transforming lives. Now, here's one of the ways that we do that. We want to ensure that at least 100 families from Gooch Elementary have a very special celebration at Thanksgiving this year by enjoying a meal provided by CSL Dallas. We're the one and only place that Gooch Elementary depends on to ensure that their scholars get to enjoy a meal, a very special meal. You know, over 85% of the scholars at Gooch Elementary their families live below the poverty line. So it's definitely a need that we fulfill. We have a goal this year to provide 100 families a $50 gift card for a Thanksgiving meal. So please dig deep into your heart and into your wallet and support this cause. There's a table set up in the breezeway. We have volunteers there ready to help you donate today after the Sunday celebration. And for everyone online, you can easily donate through csldallas.org/give. There's a drop-down box there, by the way, for the fund that specifies Gooch Elementary Thanksgiving baskets. Oh, and for ourselves this Thanksgiving. It's finally happening again. You can join us here for Thanksgiving Day in Pankey. All right. Join us for Thanksgiving dinner in Pankey Gathering Hall. We're starting at 11 a.m. with our gratitude celebration, and then we'll follow that up with our annual Thanksgiving potluck. Now, CSL Dallas provides the turkeys, and then everyone else brings sides and desserts and everything that you want to bring from home, and then we share in the form of a potluck. Everyone bring a dish to share. So maybe you don't have family locally, or you just don't want that big mess in your kitchen, then please come to CSL Dallas. We'll be happy to make the mess in the kitchen at Pankey Hall. There's no better place to experience Thanksgiving than with people from CSL Dallas. Gobble, gobble, y'all. Now, on the flip side, though, are the holidays maybe kind of a rough time for you? On Friday, November 19th, we're creating a safe and a sacred space in our meditation hall for a time to grieve, a time for hope. After the year we've had, getting ready for the holidays may be more challenging than normal. Perhaps you've had significant loss this year, and you're just not looking forward to the holidays like you used to. Many people are struggling with loneliness, separation, or childhood issues, whatever. At this time of year, it becomes difficult sometimes. Whatever you may be experiencing, CSL Dallas's Blue Holiday Ritual is a gentle time of music, spoken word, silent reflection, where you can acknowledge these difficulties in a sacred container. It's woven of pure spirit and love. You'll come away with a little more peace in your heart and some hope in your soul. Now, to everyone joining us online via live stream today, as you enjoy today's celebration from the comfort of your home, please take a moment to financially support the continuous expansion of our online presence at CSL Dallas. We've made it possible for you to attend classes and soak up our Sunday celebrations and other community activities right here on your screen. And we need your support to keep adding more and more online activities. Here are a few safe and secure ways to give. There's the donate button on your YouTube channel. You can donate on Facebook. There's text giving. It's always available, 972-954-4404, or visit us at csldallas.org/give. And if you're watching right now, you can scan our QR code and choose CSL Dallas from the drop-down menu. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's rejoin our fabulous music team as together we sing, "We Let It Be."
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over. We let wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be.
So I invite you to go within, allowing that love, that peace, that joy, that grace to wash over you, to cleanse you, to uplift you, to embrace you right where you are in this very moment. And to know that is the divine. That is Spirit itself seeking to know itself in, as, and through each one of us. And so today we celebrate that coming together of the human and the divine. Remembering that we are the hands, we are the feet, we are the voices, we are the love itself, expressing as only each one of us can. So whether you are here in the sanctuary or you are watching online, and every point in between, it is all God, it is all good, it is all life, seeking to know itself. And it is from that place that we say thank you with such hearts overflowing with gratitude for the connections, for coming home to our beloved community, to coming home to ourselves, to being that presence, to being the love, and surrendering anything else, letting it be, letting go, letting God. So in this moment, we embrace, we celebrate, we uplift. We are Spirit itself right here, right now. So I invite you to join with me by saying Ashe,
Ashe.
Amen,
Amen.
and so it is.
And so it is.
1, 2. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let
I feel the Spirit all over me. I feel the Spirit all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul, all on my feet. I feel the Spirit all over me. I feel the Spirit all over me. I feel the Spirit all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul, down in my feet. I feel the Spirit all over me.
I feel the presence all over me. I feel the presence all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul, down in my feet. I feel the presence all over me. I feel the presence
All over me. I feel the presence all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul, down in my feet. I feel the presence all over me. Down in my soul.
I feel the glory down in my soul. I feel the glory, it's all over me. I feel the glory, it's all over me. It's in my hands,
Glory all over me. I feel the glory all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul, down in my feet. I feel the glory all over me. Feel the power all over me. I feel the power all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul, down in my feet. I feel the power all over me. Down in my soul.
That was incredible.
Much. Thank you so much to feel the spirit moving.
Woo, I knocked her over.
We got so excited. We got so excited up here. We had a little tchotchke accident. So, thank you so much for bringing the spirit into the house, for joining us in the spirit in the house. Oh, thank you very much. I'm so used to wearing it now, I forget to take it off. I'm one of those weird people who's driving down the street with their mask still on because I forgot to take it off. I'm like, okay, whatever. No, it's very strange, but it's all good. So let me just say, we're very much on top of what's happening with the CDC, and as soon as we continue to go down, Dallas is definitely in a good spot. We continue to go down. Soon the mask mandates will be, shifting and lifting up. But right now we're staying very, very safe, and we're really, really, really happy and grateful that you're participating in all of that. We have a lot going on today. So,
We're glad you're here.
Feeling the Spirit. There are people in this community who have decided not only to feel the Spirit, but to contribute, helping you feel the Spirit. Besides our fabulous music team and band, of course. Woo! Right? So, We'd like to bring the practitioner leadership team up here. We're still not, bringing everybody up, so we'd like to have our practitioner leadership team come up here and join us, and we'd like to have the rest of the practitioners that are in the room, if you would stand up, please, so you can participate from where you're seated. And then we are going to bring our beloved Jim Barong up here, please. Jim, if you're comfortable, we're going to go ahead and invite you to take off your mask. Right here.
Okay.
And we're going to let you stand forward, not back. All right. So we have these fabulous people in our community called licensed spiritual practitioners and spiritual coaches. And they have gone through an enormous amount of training, and they have come to the place where they've dedicated themselves beyond their own personal and spiritual growth to be here in support of your spiritual growth. When you're in crisis, to be there for prayer. When you want to celebrate with you. And when you want to go for it, to help you make that happen. To provide you with spiritual tools and techniques and training, and also to do our affirmative spiritual mind treatment with you to lock it in and to use the creative process on your behalf. They also dedicate their own lives to their own personal continued spiritual growth, so that they are never fooled by the conditions, either in their own lives or in your life or in the life of the nation or the planet. Because we're about raising the vibration. We're about making a difference. We're about having not only our own lives work, but collectively creating a world that works for everyone and a planet that is healthy and whole and sustains us. So, Jim Barong is prepared to step into that spot. And we are here to invite him to take some vows. So I'm going to ask you to turn slightly towards us, because this is not something that a person takes lightly. There are expectations and requirements for participation. More importantly, there's a call to service and a commitment to be here. And so by taking these vows in front of the community, Jim is pledging his heart and his mind and his soul to this. Our leadership team stands witness, and the rest of our practitioners here as well. Jim, do you dedicate yourself to your own continually deepening spiritual practice, that you may walk ever closer in the heart of life and see ever more clearly the spiritual truth, and that your life, to the best of your ability, is lived as a model for and conscious realization of love and law at the center of your being?
I do.
Jim, do you dedicate yourself to behold the divine perfection in all who call upon you, to the constant recognition of the one spirit within all people, regardless of any other condition or circumstance, to be a place of healing and wholeness as you serve whoever may call on you in time of need?
I do.
Do you dedicate yourself to serve willingly and lovingly as a spiritual coach, teacher, and guide to this community, to participate in expanding the ministry of CSL Dallas in whichever way Spirit calls you?
I do.
Jim, do you dedicate yourself to your high calling and to the conduct of your office with dignity, integrity, moderation, and sincere commitment, to adhere to the declarations of principles and practicing the art and science of spiritual mind healing, i.e. spiritual mind treatment and prayer, and to conform to the code of ethics as a licensed spiritual practitioner and coach?
I do.
Do you dedicate yourself to becoming a spirit-based leader here at CSL Dallas, which of course you've already been doing for years? That seems kind of a silly thing to say. And be a centered, benevolent presence at meetings, functions, and evidence, to which I can already attest he has already been doing for years. And to hold the high watch for the ongoing well-being of CSL Dallas and its ministers in your daily treatment. I've known Jim a long time. Jim was one of the first people that Karen met when she arrived here. And so, Jim Barong. Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Barong, it is our privilege and pleasure to install you is a licensed professional practitioner and spiritual coach here at CSL Dallas. And may you be honored by that, and may you serve as you have started. May you continue. May I present to you Jim Braun. So if you would hug him and take him off, and they're hugging him for all the practitioners. Please do say congratulations to Jim after the service, after the celebration. We're still not doing coffee, and we're still not doing cake and cupcakes quite yet. But that doesn't mean that you can't honor and celebrate him after the celebration. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you've already heard him a little bit, but joining us on saxophone is Chris Bauer. And then joining us on trumpet is Austin Ford. They sound real good, yeah? All right, this is a tune called Thankful. Ready, 3, 4, 1. It's easy to be angry. It's easy to be sad. It's easy to always play the victim, yeah, and think about all the things I wish I had. It's easy to be selfish and always think about me, but today I'm gonna be thankful for all the good that's in my life. I'm so very grateful for people standing by my side. I'm gonna be thankful the new beginnings have begun. It sure would be shameful to forget all that you have done. Oh. So rid yourself of anger and let your soul be free. And you can learn to love without restriction, yeah, and do the things that you say you want to be. It's easy to be selfish and always think about me, but today I'm gonna be thankful for all the good that's in my life. I'm so very grateful for people standing by my side. I'm gonna be thankful the new beginnings have begun. It sure would be shameful to forget all that you have done. be thankful for all the good that's in my life. I'm gonna be thankful for people standing by my side. I'm gonna be thankful the new beginnings have begun. It sure would be shameful to forget all that you have done. I'm gonna be thankful for all the good that's in my life. I'm gonna be grateful for people standing by my side. I'm gonna be thankful the new beginnings have begun. It sure would be shameful to forget all that you have done.
Yes? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for a small group of people that have been working with me since, oh my gosh, I think, started talking to them in April of this year. And we started getting together in May and June. And so I want to ask these people to come up. The first and foremost, as everybody knows, the month of October and now into this week, we've had our Adventures in Spirit, which is our annual pledge campaign to make a commitment for next year. It helps us with our budget, and we're very, very responsible with the generous giving of this community. And so we've been having co-leaders of this whole campaign, and they have been phenomenal. So I want to ask Daniel Jackson and Cindy Young to come up here with me. Daniel and Cindy have brought their incredible consciousness and organization and everything in keeping our AIS committee motivated and getting everything done. And Cindy said, if I'm ever going to be a co-chair, this was a year because she wasn't traveling for company Expedia quite yet. She started traveling during this, but she still made that work. And Daniel, you've just been steadfast in your commitment, and you've done this in previous years, and here you are as a co-chair. So I want to give a huge, huge shout out to Cindy and Daniel for this year.
Yay.
And there are other people that as well that have just brought it. And I mean brought it in ways you can't even imagine. So I want to ask you to come up here if you're here today, and that is Tariq and Dale and Fran and Heidi and Carl and Lynn. So y'all come on up here if you're here.
And Randy.
Yeah.
And Randy.
And Randy, yes. And Randy, of course, he's sitting right there. So grateful. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, so these are the people that we've all worked together, and I cannot tell you how magnificent they have been. We made plans like to have in-person stuff, and then all of a sudden we couldn't have in-person stuff, and they came up with creative ways to how to connect and make deliveries to people's homes and all of this. And I even have a cheat sheet because I don't want to forget, though I still might, so I apologize if I do. But I want to let you know that Heidi Williams, who is new to the team, in fact, this is her first involvement like on a big major team in the community. And she was like, well, what do I got to bring? Let me tell you, she has so much to bring as an artist and her creativity. She donated some money cans to our generous givers to put all of our goodies in. She also donated sun catchers, and she traveled around to every Dollar Tree store in the Metroplex to get them. I kid you not. And then she came up with this idea for our outdoor painting party to have door prizes. And she just kept bringing more and more door prizes for us. And she did a painting and stuff ourselves. So Heidi, you just really brought it, all your creativity. What a perfect theme for you to be on this committee this year, which we didn't even know the theme. We picked the theme together, so there wasn't even a theme. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. Carl Thomas, who is also new to the committee for the first time this year, he brought his creativity too. And he just kept bringing new ideas and all that, and then he brought the big painting. If you haven't seen that, it will be hung here at CSL Dallas, and allowed us all to create a picture together and create a new picture together. And Carl, you've just been steadfast. And then Carl and Cindy are donating the gifts that all the pledgers who have made a pledge will be receiving in the mail. They've donated that as well. So this has just been phenomenal. Tariq, oh my gosh, Tariq has just been steadfast, yes, and his spreadsheet acumen is beyond belief. Wow, he should be on staff. His spreadsheet acumen is beyond belief. He excels in Excel. Carl's our comedian extraordinaire. And then Dale and Fran Morgan have been co-chairs before. I asked them again because I knew this year was significantly important because we're still not all back together and in place. And no matter what was going on in their lives, Dale and Fran were there 100% of the time. And I really thank you for what you brought to this campaign. And you give that thanks to Fran. And Fran, I know you're watching, so thank you. Just steadfast in what you brought. And Randy, yes. And Lynn Hayes, who's not here, it was her first time too. When you've not been asking, you hear this big commitment and how many months it's going to take and what it's going to be, she too was sort of like, I don't know. And you know, she is so phenomenal in her creativity and being a local radio DJ and all that she brought and her speaker voice and everything. So Lynn, thank you for everything that you brought to this campaign. You brought so much. And then Randy Craig, you've been on it before. You've chaired before, I think, but no? Okay, well, maybe next year. Okay, good job. I won't do that to you in public right now. But yes, okay, but Randy, my gosh, it's just, y'all won't understand this because we're on Zoom most of our meetings, right? But his announcer voice on Zoom kept us all awake and excited and creative with his microphone. And Randy, you always bring it, no matter what you do, in your leadership and your consciousness, your prayers, your commitment to this community. Thank you so much. So I just really want to say thank you to this amazing, incredible team and all that you've done this year to ensure that we're standing in the place that we're standing right now. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much.
Yay. So you can stay up here for a minute, right? You stay up here for a minute. All right, so we want to let you know where we are at the moment. Right, at the moment, we had very ambitious goals, and we actually thought we would be together long before we got to October. And as you know, it's been just quite the ride. You've all been on it. You've been on it with us, and we've been on it together. So we want to let you know where we are at this moment. We have not yet reached our goals. But what's really amazing is that at this point in time in our program this year, we're ahead of where we were at this point in time in our program last year. Yes, which is significant considering that we are in our second year and we've only been together in person on campus. We've been online the entire time for virtually our second year. I don't actually know if you have any slides for this. So can you tell me what the first slide is? Is it what our pledge was, or where we are right now?
Yes.
Okay. So where we are right now, you can go ahead and bring it up, is of our 198 pledgers, we're at 139, which is 70% of our goal, which we are super excited about. This is 6% over where we were at this point last year. And so if you haven't given your pledge, we're still accepting them, and we would love to have you do that. And so the second thing is our pledge number, where we are right now, of our $895,000 goal. Where we are right now is $748,024. Okay, So that's already 5%. We're over where we were this time last year. And it's really, and I think I said it a couple of weeks ago, what has kept our doors open is all of you who pledged last year, and you continued to pledge last year. So we actually we closed the books on the program on December 10th of last year. And so we're only 4% below that mark. We only have 4% more to go, and we will be where we were last year. What that means is no additional cuts. If we can make that up in the next few weeks, if you have not yet pledged, again, you've got a few weeks to think about it. I know it's a little challenging. Some of you are a little uncomfortable with the online pledge. If this is your first time on campus, please feel free to give us a pledge. We're going to keep the program open, and we're going to continue to invite you if you have not yet. We are so close to actually fully maintaining. And so I really want you to hear this. 96% of the money that was pledged last year came in this year. We've never had numbers like that. I mean, we're usually somewhere between 89 and 92. 96%. And that is what has kept our doors open this year. You have done that. And we can't thank you enough, right? And your community can't thank you enough. So if we can reach at least where we were last year, because we had to cut quite a bit last year, no more cuts. We have been so stable because of you. And you've made that happen. And so we're so grateful. This is what it looks like to have made us a goal and to not yet have reached it, right? How many of us have had that experience in our own lives? Right? This is called living an answered prayer. This is called staying committed to the end result. This is called, and Karen's going to talk about it, staying positive as our demonstration is coming in. Sometimes it comes in with a bang. Sometimes it comes in a little bit at a time. Sometimes it comes in and we didn't even notice it came in. We will notice when this one comes in, however. So we want to thank you for having brought us this far and knowing that we are going to fully exceed what we did last year and continue to be the rock-solid, stable community that we are so that we can then move on to thriving. Thank you so much. For you online and you here, we love being in community together. Thank you.
Say, just to be clear, if you are here, this is a pledge for all of next year. So it's for all of 2022, and so whatever amount that is, it is significant to us, as you can hear. So you could pledge $100 for all of next year, or $1,000 or $10,000, whatever, but every single pledge is so significant to this community and the reach that we have. So if you want an actual pledge card today, you can raise your hand or get one on your way out and drop it off to us. And if you're online or not going to come here on campus in the next couple of weeks, please go to csldallas.org/pledge. And you're not giving any credit card information or anything so it's very secure. You're basically saying, I pledge this amount to this community in 2022. And we are so grateful for everyone and the 139 people who have already done that. And yes, thank you so much. Thank you guys. So, this is like, so this month, what we're talking about, the theme for this month is finding hope and trust in today's world. We've been talking to some of our staff, some of our young adults on staff, and what they've been sharing with us is that there's not a lot of hope and trust in their world today, right? There's so much going on. And so how to find that and to not have a negative view or thrust or opinion. Excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat, so I'm going to invite the ribbit to go out. And, when we look at climate change and the planet and the political scene and just whatever it is in our own lives, how do we find hope and trust? So we're going to explore that all in the month of November. And today it just happened to be when we made this monthly theme and the weekly themes several months ago. Today was about staying positive. And so we've got to stay positive no matter what is up in our life. If we, like Peter said, if we have not reached the goal, the manifestation, what it is that we are expecting. I am expecting this goal to still be met. I haven't been moved from that expectation. And so how to stay positive I call it the gap. It's sort of like when one makes a stand in their life, and this is how I want my life to be, this is how I see my life to be, this is how I feel my life to be, and I'm not quite there yet. How do I stay the course and stay on the road until it literally shows up in reality and actuality? And Ernest Holmes has, the founder of Science of Mind, just has some brilliant things to say about staying positive. So I brought a couple of quotes for us to really be with today. So the first thing he says, rightly approached, positive thinking does not mean aggressiveness or the use of willpower. So it's not like I have to force myself or I have to do this or, it's on my shoulders. Positive thinking is not this like, he uses the word aggressiveness, but it's that force like, I'm just going to push it's not. He says it's not that. Rather, it's a dynamic, affirmative attitude towards life. So I have this affirmative attitude towards life, that the universe is for me. The universe is for my good, that life itself, it works out, that my life works out, that these things work out, that humanity works out, whatever it is. And so it's this attitude, this overarching attitude. And the thing is that we can and do affirm all the time, and it's either for good or he says for ill, right? It's either for good or it's for not. We're affirming something all the time. And we're either saying I can or we're saying I cannot. We're affirming. So this overarching positive attitude towards life is significantly important. And what we need to do, and the work is on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a minute basis a lot of times, is to eliminate the negative and accentuate the positive. And in doing that, what we do when we eliminate the negative and we accentuate the positive, we are developing that habit and that attitude of this positive outlook of life unfolding all the time. And I started thinking about this, and I'm like, wait, I love this. It's like eliminate the negative, accentuate the positive. And I asked Petra this morning, I was like, well, isn't there a song called that? Y'all know that? It was like in 1944 for all you youngsters. And I had to look it up. And there's been some incredible people singing that song. I looked it up. It's Johnny Mercer who came up with this, but Bing Crosby sang it. All right, who's Bing fans? Okay, great. Okay, cool. Aretha Franklin has sung this song. Who's some Aretha? Ella Fitzgerald's given her note to it, and Sam Cooke. Well, and I just made a text, and I said, yeah, but can Joe tinker? So, Joe, what you got to say about this?
All right, challenge accepted. Look, I wanted to come sit on the front row for this talk because I spent 22 years in sales and marketing, direct selling on commission, and that's one way to learn this, is to listen to people at these seminars and conferences teach you about the power of positive thinking. And I wanted to be right on this front row. It reminds me of those days. But you know what? Here at CSL Dallas, you're teaching this is effective across the board in all of our lives. It's not just for salespeople. You've got to accentuate the positive Eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You've got to spread joy up to the maximum. Bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene. It's liable to walk upon the scene.
Well, first of all, there are very few people I would text at 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday. And he took up that challenge. Thank you, Joe. That was amazing. I love that. Yeah, and he's just like, that song is just spot on, and it's truly what, again, that Ernest Holmes will say. So how do we do this? So he says, automatically, this is how we do it. Automatically, we get rid of the negatives by the implanting of the positives. This is so important. We're not just, we have to plant the positives, right? And so negatives can't exist when positives fill the space. We keep planting the positives and planting the positives, and look at all the great good, for example, in this community, and everyone, like, wow, there's like 4 times as many people here this Sunday than there was last. Oh my God. Woo! I know CSL Dallas is growing and giving and all of that good stuff because of that. And then I'm seeing people that I haven't seen in over 20 months today. Oh my God, I'm planting those positives, right? Y'all can clap for that because I've missed them. Right? And so we're feeling it. Like negatives can't exist when the positives fill the space, he says. When the sunshine of love and confidence fills your whole being. This is the how. So let that confidence of love and confidence in love just fill your whole being, and the darkness of the negatives must disappear. So we get to use the mind. Okay? I'm not talking about my brain. It's the mind, the universal mind, in a formative and positive way, as often as we choose to. As often as we're conscious that we're doing that. And when we do this, we are using the power of this universal mind that creates everything. Like knows how to create everything and projects it as we use it. And so as we fill it with the positives, keep filling it with the positives and staying positive, then the universal law does the rest for us. Thank goodness we don't have to do that. I don't have to bring that about, but I do need to keep planting those positive thoughts. And by the way, for all of you people that really love like studies and statistics and all this, I mean, there are just millions of studies about how positive thoughts and positive attitudes and all of that changes and moves as people that are diagnosed with like, big physical diagnosis. The doctors know in advance how they're probably going to turn out based upon their attitude, their positive attitude with it, right? And there are just multiple psychology studies. It's just all in our university. So it's been proven, right? And then the last one I want to bring in, and this is my favorite one on this topic of Ernest Holmes. I just want you to know that he says the cosmic mind is neither wishy-washy nor willy-nilly. Okay, so remember that. It's just not wishy-washy. It's not willy-nilly. It's positive. This universal presence is certain of itself, and it is sure of the outcome. And what I'm sure of is the outcome of the increased connection, the increased generosity, the increased growth in our own lives and of the lives of this incredible community, CSL Dallas, that we celebrate all the good, that it continues to be a positive force for good in the world, and that therefore each of our lives are being transformed. So we can't mix up We can't be willy-nilly. We can't be wishy-washy. So watch your thoughts and watch if it's mixing up negative and positive. And we want to get a steady stream. We want to what? Do I need to call Joe up here again? We need to do what? Yeah, bring that song up. Your favorite, Ella, Sam, whoever it is, bring it up, listen to it. Joe, right? He's now recorded it. We want to keep a steady state of affirmative consciousness for affirmative results. And I know that we each can do this in our own lives and the lives of this community. So keep the positive of this community and in your own life and all the things that you are striving for and expecting. Stay positive, stay positive, stay positive. So it is.
What time it is? Are we
It's
doing
good.
we doing a treatment, or are we bringing Joe
No,
right
we're
up?
bringing Joe
Joe
up.
right up. Come on up here. Truly, can I just say our spiritual treatment was this fabulous music all morning.
Yeah.
Don't you just feel the joy and why should we be all about gloom and doom, right? Yes, we have to look at stuff, we have to look at it clearly, see it all, and then we allow this fabulous music to lift us.
If I could, I would ask the ushers to get our baskets together and prepare for an offering. We are at the tail end here of the campaign and the pledging, so it is a great opportunity. I hope that you'll find one of us today in the sanctuary. Find someone who has a card. Yeah, let's bring those forward right now, please. And while everyone's preparing to make a gift today, those of you fulfilling pledges and tithes from last year, we're so grateful. And those of you planning and affirming you're going forward into 2022 supporting CSL Dallas, we're grateful for that as well. So now let's begin making that offering while we have a few announcements. We're happy to share that we do have coffee and some light snacks today in Pankey Gathering Hall. No cake. Okay, there's no cake. Let them eat snacks. Let them eat snacks. Also, great. We're showcasing a new artist, so please be sure and get across the breezeway and go into Pankey Gathering Hall, where you can check out the gorgeous handmade silk clothes and artwork by our very own Valerie Guignon. And so, yeah, here she is. Yay! Oh, good. So thank you. You'll be able to meet Valerie, and she can tell you some great stories about her creations and buy some today. Reverend Marcia is also going to be at a table in the breezeway today after the service. She wants to talk to you about key volunteer opportunities. So if you'd like to be in service here at CSL Dallas, she'd love to talk to you and help you become involved in sacred service here at CSL Dallas. And please remember to sponsor a meal, a Thanksgiving meal for Gooch Elementary, 2 or 3. Also, finally, do you need prayer today? You can meet a licensed spiritual coach today here on the campus in the Peace Room. It's right across the breezeway, and you'll receive affirmative prayer right here on campus today with our licensed practitioners. And if you're online, you can also still get one-on-one affirmative prayer with our licensed spiritual coaches, and it's a private Zoom room, so just look for the link right there on your screen. And now, let us sing this celebration out together today with Grateful Together.